Justin, we've been talking about regulation a little bit, and here's the thing, right? We're seeing a lot of finger pointing over this collapse. Regulators are saying, look, there's nothing that could have been done because FTX's parent is offshore and it's based in Bahamas. So, what's your thoughts? What's your response?
Well, the industry for a long time, the players, other people, other platforms, have all been playing regulatory arbitrage. Where can you go and be the least regulated but regulated at the same time, or not regulated at all, so you can do what you want to do and provide what you can? And quite frankly, I was quite upset with regulators for a long time, and this has gone away a little bit in the past and reaffirmed now because they were stammering our innovation. Like, the fact is, Canadians couldn't get access to the products that were being made available at Binance, FTX, Darebit, and other places like derivatives and futures. But at the end of the day, I do have to, hat tip off to, the Ontario Securities Commission, the CSA, IROC, where they've stopped us from being able to do that. And that's really protected the Canadian consumer or investor much more than others. So while it's a pain in the butt and we can't grow and do some things that are interesting, it certainly has been a way that we can help them do the right thing. So regulation is super important. Working with the regulators and talking with them, that's something that we've been doing a lot together as all the platforms in Canada, speaking to the regulators in unison and as an orchestra coming together. It's been really great to say, here's what we want to do, here's how we want to do it. How can we work together to protect the investor and still provide the product they're looking for? Because the problem is, people were coming to us and doing their regular crypto trading. They can do spot trading, OTC desk, all that sort of stuff. When they were taking that money and then sending it offshore because they want to do everything they were doing there. So if we can find a way to do it onshore the right way, we can protect them in the right ways. And that's really what we have to continue working on as we move forward, building product and services that the consumer and investor wants in a regulated fashion to keep everybody safe and secure. And I just want to say one thing. I think it's really important to know. There's one term that's always been in crypto, and it certainly is the case today more than ever. Not your keys, not your crypto. If you have their money somewhere else doing something that they have, you don't have access to that, that's sort of your problem, or all of our problems, not mine included. So if you have crypto and you want it and you're not using it for something specific at that time, take it off the network, put it into cold storage, sock it away. Your keys, your crypto, and it can be really safe in that way.
Yeah, and that's a question I was going to ask you. What lessons can investors take away from this? That's certainly one.
That's one. Two is, do your research, understand what it is that you're getting into. These are complicated products that people are going into without the knowledge of using them. And that's why regulators don't like it so much until they figure out the right way of doing it. So if it's something that seems like if you couldn't do it in the traditional market because you don't understand it, this is not the place to do it because you have access to it. So make sure you go within your limits. Understand that when you come to our platform, we're going to understand the suitability, understand if you can't, what your time horizon is, your loss limits are, all those sort of things. And we only let you trade within those. So really understand, don't try to get around that, and come to this knowing that if you do a trade and you are storing coin, you want to keep it for the long run, keep it offline, like we said, not your keys, not your crypto.
Yeah. How do you think the regulators will respond to this, and how do you think this is going to shape regulation? Because this is a wake up call, no doubt.
Well, that's for sure. And, I've had multiple calls with the regulator our teams have over the last week on completely separate things. And everything that comes up goes, well, you know, we are still dealing with the stuff that's happening on FTX that we're still trying to figure out right now. We're not sure if we can figure this out and get it done when we thought we could. And that's really disheartening because we are on a path and we're doing it the right way. But regulators are always on the back foot. They're never on the front foot. They're always leaning backwards. So we got to help them, get them up straight, give them the information they need, get them on page, and then let them tell us the right way to do things with our input so we're providing the right stuff.
And where do you see the gaps? I know we only have 30 seconds, so we can continue this, but where do you still see the gaps and where we have to proceed with caution?
I think that we have to ensure that we let the market consolidate, so there's less players and there's the right players doing the right things today. instead of having it so dispersed in so many long tail different platforms that you can go to that might not be as regulated as the ones that are working towards that. And we see that in Canada, but that's happening right now.